स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. We shall first chant the meditation verses, 2 meditation verses of Bhagavad Gita. All of you can join me. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. We shall chant the 13th verse of the 2nd chapter. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna. So, for all these things we have to add Shri Bhagavan Vacha, that is, the Blessed Lord said. Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Please repeat. Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Tatha dehantara praptihi. Tatha dehantara praptihi. Dhirastatra namuhyati. Dhirastatra namuhyati. Dehinosmin has to be divided as Dehinaha Asmin. Combined it becomes Dehinosmin. Dehinaha, when it is combined, it will become Okara. Dehino. Dehinaha will become Dehino. Asmin means this. Yatha Dehe Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara, Tatha, Dehantaraha, Praptihi, Dhiraha, Tatra, Na, Muhyati. That is the way we have to divide the Sanskrit verses. The word-to-word meaning of this verse is Yatha, just as. Dehinaha, the Atman. What is Deha? Deha means this body. Dehinaha means the one who possesses this body. Who is the owner of this body? I. Who am I? Am I the mind? No. Am I the other particles inside? No. Nothing physical, nothing mind, nothing mental, not even the ego, but I am the self. So Dehinaha means my self, the Atman, the Atma. Asmin Dehe, which is encased in this body. Kaumaram goes through boyhood, Yauvanam, youth, and Jara, decrepitude or old age. Tatha, so also it goes to Dehantaraha Praptihi, the attainment of different bodies. So, when you go from childhood to youth, will you cry, oh, I have lost my childhood? Or when you go from youth to middle age, do you cry or worry that I have lost my youth and then I am going to the middle age? No, you didn't cry. So, likewise, this body, when it gets old, will give up this body, this state, old age, and take up new body. So, the intelligent people, the wise people will not grieve for that. What has to be done, what the action we have to take next has to be taken. Why should you grieve? That is the argument given by Lord Krishna. Tatha, so also this Atman, after giving up this old body in the form of death, it goes through Dehantaraha Praptihi, the attainment of another body. Dhiraha, people of courageous intellect. It is not only physical. A physically strong man can have a strong mind. A physically strong body and mind can have a emotionally strong personality. And a physically, psychologically, emotionally strong person can have a strong spiritual personality. So all together put together is called Dhira. Not only a strong body who can bully somebody or something like that. No, he is not Dhira. Dhira has to have everything strong. Then he is Dhira, courageous person. Now, at this level, wherever Krishna is putting his argument, so here Dhira means one who has the discerning faculty strong. What is discerning faculty? Discriminative faculty. What is discriminative faculty? Because people in South Africa will always remember discrimination means the apartheid regime. Yes, that is also discrimination between the color. But here, this is not the discrimination of the body, but the discrimination of the real with the unreal, good with the bad, sentient with the insentient. So, that is the discerning power. So, if you are strong in mind, strong in emotion, strong in all the ways, you will properly think, and with that beautiful, good, strong intellect, you will think and tell this is real, this is unreal. So, let me worry about or be concerned about the real. Why should I waste my time thinking about the unreal which is going to be destroyed? So, that thinking pattern is the discerning, discriminative faculty that is called as Viveka. Everybody has it, but none of us use it. Because we are not using it properly, it has become temporarily dysfunctional. If you start using it, it will become strong. So start using it. You have so much of power. That energy is there, intelligence. So that is what we pray in Gayatri Mantra. The end portion of Gayatri Mantra, Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. O Lord, inspire our dhi means intellect, not only of me, but everybody. Naha means everybody. Aham means I. But see, it's a universal prayer. That's why the Raja Kaushika, he discovered this mantra, Gayatri mantra, the Vedic mantra. Now, he got the name Vishwamitra. Raja Kaushika, he was a king, he became Vishwamitra. Why? Because of this universal prayer. What is that? What is the meaning of Vishwa? Universe. Mitra, friend. Friend of the whole universe. Why? The prayer is a universal prayer, praying for the inspiration of the intellect of everybody, not alone of me. So while you are telling the Gayatri mantra, you are simply like a parrot, you will be singing or telling that. Each time you tell Dhi, Yo, Yo, Naha. Naha means all of us. Your family, your wife, husband, children, father, mother, everybody, citizen of this country, the whole universe, the world, any living being. Let the Lord inspire the intellect of everybody. That is the prayer. So such a beautiful universal prayer. No selfishness at all. Let everybody's intellect be inspired. So that's why Vishwamitra, Kaushika Maharaja became friend of the universe. So it's a universal prayer. So now, here, such a person with strong intellect will not be deluded, Krishna is telling. So, you be intellect, strong in intellect and emotion. Don't be disturbed by the destruction of the body of the wicked people. That is the thing. So now, we got the word-to-word meaning. We will go to the deeper aspect of this meaning. Just as the self, that is the Atman, which is encased in this body. How can the self be encased? You told it is infinite. You told that it is all powerful. How can this be encased? Yes, I will give you the example. Okay? Now, you have your house. You built a house after so much of saving of money. Either you take an apartment or you build a house. Okay? Before you constructed the house, what was that? There was some space there. It was space. The land space and the air space. Okay? Then you constructed some walls. You put a fence compound. So that space is now limited, which was unlimited became limited. Then now you got two space. The space inside the wall, the space inside the compound and outside. Likewise, before the Atman consciousness was the Parabrahman, Paramatman of the whole universe. When we get this limited adjunct called body, mind, ego, it gets limited as if it is limited. It's apparent, it is not real. Just like the space, as if it has one something separate in your house. After 50 or 100 years, when your children or your grandchildren take up the property, you go to the old age home or whatever, Vanaprastha or wherever, then what happens? They don't like this house. The whole thing, the thinking pattern, the architect, everything has changed. They will demolish that building. What happened to that space which was there between the walls? The wall is destroyed. But still the space exists. Only the limited space inside the wall now became one with the universal space. Did it get disturbed in any way, the space? No. It's the same space. Likewise, the consciousness, the Atman, which is within us, because of that limited body, mind and ego, we think as if it is limited, small, Atman, small. But in reality, it is not so. When this body gets destroyed, the wall which is separating it, just like the space become one with the universal space, this consciousness which is limited, Ghata Akasha, which is inside this pot. That's why in our all scriptures, this body is compared to pot, a pot. That's why in all the Doha of Kabir, or anybody, Tulsidas or any Hindi songs, they will tell Ghata Ghata Ramata Rama Ramaiya. Ghata means pot. So this body is compared to a pot. Why? In the pot, inside there is space and outside there is space. You keep the pot inside a water or ocean. So the pot now divides the ocean into the water inside the pot and outside the pot temporarily. When the pot is broken, ocean, it becomes ocean. Likewise, the Atman looks as if it is divided, but in reality your nature is infinite. Now it looks apparently as if it is taking a finite nature. It is not finite. So now let us with this understanding go forward. Just as the Atman, the self, which is in this body, encased in this body, goes through, doctors will know, mothers will know, fathers will know. When you were a small child in the womb of the mother, our scriptures tell, even inside the womb of the mother, the child, the baby has life. There is life. Now, in some part of the world, USA and Europe, the training of the child is not after the birth or after maybe 5 or 6 years. Earlier they used to tell to put the child into the school or the pre-nursery, it should be more than 5 years or 6 years. Otherwise they would not take. So many of the parents, they couldn't withstand the mischief of the children. They would give a wrong date of birth and tell our child is already 6 years old, though he is 4-year-old, and put him to the school. All was happening, we were seeing outside in the world. So now the training starts in the womb of the mother. Parhallada got the mantra of Narayana by Narada Maharshi in the womb of his mother. Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna, who was the child of Arjuna from Subhadra, Krishna's sister, Subhadra. Now, when Abhimanyu was growing in the womb of Subhadra, Krishna was narrating about Chakravyuha, an army formation, a strategy of the army, how to attack the other army, Chakravyuha, just like a discus, and encircle the whole thing and destroy that enemy. There are so many vyuha. Vyuha means the strategy, how to win, how to formation of the army and other things. Now Krishna, he knew it, Chakravyuha. He was explaining it to Subhadra. Then Subhadra was, see, when we are telling a story or something, what you do? To increase the interest of the person who is telling, you will be telling, you will be responding. Otherwise, the person who is narrating will think, oh, this person is not interested, he will stop. So they will be responding. So Subhadra, the sister of Krishna, was responding. But suddenly, very in great this thing he was telling, closing eyes, he hears the word Now opens his eyes, he sees Subhadra is fast asleep, but the sound is coming, Where is it? The womb was Abhimanyu, who was hearing all about Chakravyuha. He's telling Then Krishna stopped, only he told how to enter the Chakravyuha. Subhadra was stopping, he stopped it. So Abhimanyu learnt only the strategy of how to enter into this, but he didn't learn how to come out of it. That's why in the battle he went, pierced the Chakravyuha, but he couldn't come out. He was killed. That's a different story. Why I told was the life is there even in the womb. There are so many other incidences, even in the psychiatry department, something happened like this. What happened? One lady, 45 years old lady in US, she was diagnosed with very peculiar problem. Physically, everything is diagnosed fit, nothing, no problem at all. Then all the parameters are first class, nothing, but she is having some sort of a problem, some sort of worry, depression, something like that. So every test was made, she is perfectly all right. Then they took her to the psychiatrist. So he too couldn't find by any questioning what has happened. He asked everything. Finally, she was put into hypnotism. So they started asking. She was hypnotized, and now she is 45th year. Go back to the 44th year and tell us what happened there. So in that state of trance or hypnotic spell, she started telling all the things which happened in the 44th year. No problem there. Go back. 43rd year. Nothing. Go back. 42nd, 40, 39. Go back, go back, go back. No problem. So they went back to the childhood. 4th year, 3rd year, no problem. Go back. 2nd year, go back. 1st year. By accident, the hypnotist told, go back. Scientists and psychiatrists didn't believe there was life in womb or previous birth. They believed only in this present birth. They never believed there was life before birth or after death. But now, by accident, he told, go back. Not that he was deliberately telling it. No, he was just repeating, go back, go back, go back mechanically. The hypnotic person who was hypnotized her told, go back. After the 1st year, no problem. So it went back to the state, the mind of the baby in the womb of the mother. The problem was diagnosed there. What was the problem? The mother of this woman was having problem in the 45th year. The mother of this woman, during her pregnancy, due to various problems, maybe fighting with the husband or the poverty or some money problem or so many other problems, she wanted to abort the child. So now, can you imagine the thought, mother who is protecting you is sending waves of thought to kill her own baby. Now for the child, mother is the whole world. If the mother wants to kill the baby, the thought of killing the baby is going from the mother, that is felt by the baby. No, mother itself do not want me. My mother doesn't want me. My mother wants to abort her. What is abortion? Killing the baby. So that thought went into the mind of the baby. Now, due to various reasons, she couldn't abort. That baby came to this world. No problem. At the 45th year, that which was stored in the subconscious mind came to the conscious level and creating problem. Psychological, emotional, psychiatric problems started. No physical reason, no virus, no bacteria, but so much of problem. Worry, depression, anxiety. Why? The thought of mother aborting her, I am not wanted to this world, became strong and troubled her. Then they set it all right, she became all right. That is a different case. Now people started believing there is life in the womb. Now they are doing a lot of research, life before birth and life after that. They are doing research. I don't know how much of success they have got. That's a different thing. In Bangalore, there is a very big mental institute called NIMHANS. You just type into this thing, NIMHANS. There, in that institute in India, in Bangalore, they are doing a lot of research on these things. So, it is going on. But our rishis, our munis knew there is life in the womb, before birth, after death. The great scientist called rishis had found all these things. But we don't have faith in our own people. Why? We were ruled by the white people for how many years? Hundreds of years. So that slavish mentality has come. Only if a white colored man tell you, you believe. Some Henderson, Gunderson tells you, you will believe. But if a rishi, such person has told you, you don't believe, you don't have faith. Why? Slavish mentality. Been ruled by those people for so many years, you have lost confidence in yourself and your own rishis and in your own scriptures. So now there is life. Now Krishna is telling, what is that? See, you go through your childhood. You are a baby. Then a wise man does not worry over that. From that childhood or a babyhood, you are crawling, you start walking. So will the baby tell, oh, I was crawling earlier, now I started walking? Will the baby cry, I have lost that crawling ability? No. He will be very happy. Then after, with great difficulty, they will give a three-wheeler or support for the baby to walk. The mother will be putting some support to the child and it can walk so that the legs become firm. After that, it will start running. The baby will start running. Will the baby start crying? That, oh, I started running now, I couldn't walk even. So, these are all natural things which will happen. The changes will happen. That is being told by Lord Krishna. Just as the self which is in this body goes through boyhood, youth and old age, so also it goes through the attainment of another body also. A wise man does not worry over such things. So then, what is birth and death? If my real self, the Atman, or my real true self is eternal, that is, there is no beginning and there is no end, it is eternal. What is birth and death? Here, Lord Krishna says, birth and death are nothing but changing the medium of interaction. That's all. That is, changing this physical body. And the physical body will have to be changed regularly. Anything that has date of birth should have date of expiry. Date of death should be there. You go to the graveyard and see, they will have put there date of birth, date of death. You take a medicine or anything, date of manufacturing, date of expiry. Don't keep it in the sunlight, keep it in darkness, because due to chemical reaction it may change. So now you can't hide human beings inside and protect them. You have to go out, you have to work it out. So we change, everything change, will become old age and disease and everything happening, changing media of this physical body. Physical body will have to be changed regularly because it is subject to be worn out. So, don't we change? Whatever we use, the curtains in the house, we put new curtains, the old is thrown. The dress we wear, every year in the new year, we throw away the old, even though it is very good, and take up new clothes. Everything is changing. So, new fashion has come. The old fashion of the hairstyle is gone. Some like mushroom, something haircut will be there. Some varieties of haircut. The same thing, you are changing. The dress, earlier when we were in the childhood, we would sit in the bell bottom. Then such big bells, it went on and went on like elephant bells. And because that will be dragging on the feet, they started putting a zip to protect it. Then afterwards, narrow pant came. Then again, then another, going down, it came another tight pant. It was called earlier teased when old people used to put it, they used to call it as carrot pant, carrot like carrot going down. Now again that has come back, history repeats again, changing and changing. So the world means change. This world is a constant flux. Every second this world is changing, our body is changing. So everything will change. If we can change our curtain, we can change everything in the house, the dress, don't you think then your body will not change? As the things get worn out, initially we will wash, we will iron, there afterwards dry cleaning, then repainting, etc. All methods are finished, then ultimately we throw it away, take a new one. Similarly, Lord Krishna says, we use this medium called body or medium of interaction. Sometimes then we overuse it, then it becomes useless. When the body gets worn out, then what do? Asmin dehe, in this body. Now there are 4 states or many states of experience at the physical level. What are they? Birth, balya, childhood or babyhood, then childhood state, then boyhood state or girlhood state, then Yauvana, youthful state, then decrepitude, old age. Now like that, the whole body changes. Now when all these varieties of changes are taking place, do you call yourself as different names? Do they change your name? In your childhood, they have named you as something. So when you become boy or girl, did they change that name? Or you yourself started calling yourself as something else? No. You are calling yourself as I. The body is changing, but you are identifying with something, a common factor. Have you not noticed it? Do I change? Do I change my name? Do I change my identity? So my identity is not changed even when the body changes. So I use my same I. When I was a baby, I studied in the kindergarten. Then too I told I. Then I studied in the primary school. Then too I am using the I. I studied in the college. Then too I am using the I for myself. Now I am in the old age, let us hope. Then too I have to use the same I. I don't change that I. Even though the body is changing, there is something constant factor. What is that? I. That I doesn't change at all. Everything is changing, but that I continues to remain the same. So just like so many varieties of flowers you go on making, but the thread inside the garland is the same. It is holding all that. The thread, one single thread. And according to our science or biology, after every maybe year, 6 months, all our blood cells change. That's why you can donate your blood once in 6 months. Like that, everything is changing in our body. But we don't feel it. Still, I call myself as I. Even though every cells change within 6 years or so, I identify as the same person who was there before. Even the hair earlier, when I was a small child, no hair on the head. Then afterwards hair started growing. Then it became very thick. Then started losing the hair again. Then it started turning grey. Have you now, because of the change, start calling yourself something else because of all the change? What about your tooth? Tooth also, baby teeth. Then after that it will fall, it will come up, so many changes. Then again the old teeth or the tooth is removed, then you put a denture. So everything is changed. And some nowadays biologically so many things are possible. What is that? You ask a person, who are you? Well, how can I tell who I am? My retina is somebody else's. My kidney is somebody else's. My liver transplantation is somebody else's. My blood is transfused with somebody else's. How shall I tell who I am? But still you call yourself as I. Everything is changed in your body. Yourself medically you can see that happening every day. But you still call yourself as I. See, even though it is so funny, see the fact behind it, something is constant. So this extended a little bit more. Lord Krishna is, and what is that extension? Having changed sufficiently, what do? You replace your body by another body. Therefore, Krishna is telling, Tata Dehantaraha Praptihi. Like changing the old cloth, you have changed this useless body and you have replaced this with another young and strong body, that is birth. You have changed the old body, that is death. So why should you cry and be afraid and make all the ruckus of changing old cloth? Will you do that? When you change the old cloth, worn out cloth, you will not cry telling that, oh, I was wearing this cloth for so many days. Then why do you cry and worry about this cloth which now has become useless and you want to take up another cloth? See, the whole sting, the whole poison is gone. Whole pain is gone if you think properly. That's why dhiraha tatra na muhyati. People of wise intellect, wisdom will not be deluded by these things. So should we become wise or should we become dullards? So you should be you should be happy. Why should you be grieved? Because you have not lost anything. As I told you, gave the example, just like demolishing the old building and constructing a new building. Now there is olden days they used to build so many small villas. Now they will demolish that and build one apartment, flats. Everything is changing. So even though they all changed, the enclosed space in it will be the same. Only the outer wall is demolished. The space is eternal. The wall appears and disappears. Similarly, consciousness or Atman is like that space. Again, it is not space. Like, it is only example, simile, metaphor. Should not take it literally. It's like the space. Consciousness is still higher. It's like the space. It's infinite, eternal. What is then changing? Only the body. The body will be demolished. Therefore, Krishna says, Tata dehantara praptihi, similarly, is the acquisition of another body. Dhiraha, a man of strong emotion, a man of strong intellect, na muhyati. So the discriminative faculty, when it is strong, you will not be deluded, you will not start crying, you will not have self-pity. This is called self-pitying. You will go to a corner and think, oh, this happened to me in my childhood. Somebody bet me, somebody hurt me, my mother scolded me like this, my father scolded me like this, and I will be starting to cry. This happened to me, that happened to me, all the difficulties came to me. Self-pity. No self-pity. You are that infinite, eternal Atman, Parabrahman. Why should you self-pity? See, what wonderful thoughts you can get by Bhagavad Gita, studying Bhagavad Gita, how strong you can become physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, you can become strong. You will become strong. When you read Bhagavad Gita, without your knowledge, you will become stronger and stronger and stronger. So now, to give that example, I will just tell one incident. Two boys of 6 years, they were speaking to each other. Boy 1, are you related to anyone famous? Now the boy 2 is telling, I don't want to brag, but I have heard my dad calling God his father. So, any famous persons in your family? Yes, my father, I have heard him talking that God is his father. So God himself is my relative. See, the way you think can change the whole thing, isn't it? If you identify with ghosts and robbers and thieves and other people, you become like that. Now, father was a scientist. It went to the father and asked, Father, where did we come from? He took up the evolution theory, and the father told, we have come from apes. Apes are our ancestor, chimpanzee, apes and other things. Now the baby got confused. The child went to the mother. Mother, who are we? Then the mother told, we are children of God. The baby got confused. Father is telling that we have come from apes, and mother is telling we have come from God. We have originated from God. The baby got confused. When both father and mother were there, the baby asked both of them, what is this? Each one telling something. I am confused. Tell me correctly. Mother, you are telling we are from gods. We are, our ancestors are God. And father is telling our ancestors are monkeys, apes. Please clarify. Then the mother told, my dear child, your father is telling about his family. I am telling about my family. So you can identify with whatever you want. You will become that. Whatever you think, you become. Again, I will give you another beautiful example like that. Okay. Now, earlier in English, we could have, even in English or any other subject, we had fill up the blanks. I don't know, we had it in our primary school days and other school days too, high school too. I don't know, you may be also having that, isn't it? Fill up the blanks, match the following, all those things would be there. Now fill up the blanks, okay? I am dash. Isn't it? They would put some dash. You have to fill that gap. I am dash. What I fill in the blank will create my reality. What do you create? What do you fill in that blank? I am busy. I am stressed. I am depressed. I am unwell. I am tired. I am exhausted. I am upset. I am addicted. I am a drunkard. So anything you can go on filling it. But some people will fill it. I am easy. I am relaxed. I am happy. I am healthy. I am fresh. I am powerful. I am eternal. Now, what is the caption? Change the word. Change your word. You fill in the blank and you will change the world. Change the word. Change the world. In that fill up the blank, whatever word you change, the world will change. If you tell I am tired, the whole world will look tired. If you tell I am stressed, stressed. If you tell I am relaxed, I am strong, the whole world will be looking strong. So change the world, world will change. So change the world. So identify yourself with that Atman which is eternal. That is what Krishna is telling. Then you will not be deluded by this world. See, so beautiful. Now, if we can go through some of the teachings connected with this through our ideals like Ramakrishna, Sharda Devi and Vivekananda, then we will become more stronger and we can understand it better. Now, teachings of Swami Vivekananda. What is the caption? External coverings. We see, says Swami Vivekananda, then this human being is composed first of this external covering, the body. Second, the finer body consisting of mind, intellect and egoism. Behind them is the real self of man. That is Atman. We believe that every being, every living being, including you, because whenever we are talking about, you will forget yourself, you will be looking at others. So I am telling including you, so that you can identify yourself. We believe that every being is divine, is God. Every soul is a sun. Sun means Surya. Covered over with clouds of ignorance. So you will see sun coming up. So much of clouds will come for 2-3 days, week. You can't see the sun. So, does not the sun exist? You will be gloomy because of the cloud. Cloudy weather, raining, drizzling. You will feel depressed, some sort of depression, dark. So now, it may be there, the cloud. So every soul is a sun covered over with clouds of ignorance. The difference between soul and soul. What is the difference between him and him or her and him? It's only the covering of the clouds. There is no difference in reality, the Atman. Then what is the difference between that person to this person? The covering of ignorance, the covering of the cloud. It's owing to the difference in density of these layers of clouds or ignorance. If a man or woman stands up and says, I am a sinner, he makes or she makes an untrue statement, because he does not know, she or she does not know himself or herself. The mistake is that we cling to the body when it is the spirit that is really immortal. He who says he is the body is a born idolater. We are spirit, Atman, that has no form, no shape, spirit that is infinite and not matter. Some people are so afraid of losing. Some people are so afraid of losing their individuality. How is that? Wouldn't it be better for the pig to lose its pig individuality? If he can become God, Yes. But the poor big pig does not think so at that time. Mother, father, child, wife, body, wealth, husband, everything I can lose except my Atman, self. All desire is contained in the self. This is individuality which never changes, and this is perfect. This very soul is the self in all of you, says Swami Vivekananda. See, now identify with that. Don't identify with that is changing the ignorance, the cloud of ignorance. So that is making all the difference. Okay, we have heard about that now. Let us go through some of the things from Shvetashvatara Upanishad, one of the Upanishad, it comes in one of the Vedas. So what does that tell? The Shveta Ashvatara Upanishad says that the same Brahman, the biggest, highest God is called Brahman, manifests in this universe through multiple names and forms. Thou art woman, thou art man, thou art youth, and the maiden too. As an old man, thou totterest along on a staff. It is thou alone who, when born, assumest divers forms, says Shvetashvatara Upanishad. It is the same Brahman taking all these forms. According to non-dualistic Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, Brahman, the absolute, becomes Purusha and Prakriti through its power of Maya. But the two are always interconnected. Shakti and Shaktiman Abhedaha. The power and the possessor of the power cannot be separated. It is like fire and its power to burn, or milk and its whiteness. The dualistic Vaishnava tradition says Krishna is the only Purusha, and all males and females, all of the things in this universe are in the domain of Prakriti. Ramakrishna said, it is Brahman alone that appears as Ishvara, Paramatman, Maya, living beings and the universe. That which is Brahman is also Shakti. That means you are all Brahmasvarupa, God's yourself. You are immortal children of immortality. You are not the limited sinners, petty things which you identify with, helpless, weak beings. You are the Parabrahman who has the infinite strength. Believe in that. You have been hypnotized to think that you are weak, meek, identified with this body. Dehypnotize yourself. Know thy real nature. That is what Lord Krishna is mentioning here. So when we think and start getting these ideas from Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, that we are Brahman, that is what one of the greatest Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is telling, the Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Mahavakya, they are called Mahavakya. What are the four Mahavakyas in the Vedas? We get Ayam Atma Brahma, Pragnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam Asi. All is telling the same thing. They are called Mahavakyas. Great sentences. You can't find one more sentences. These are in our Upanishad. These are in our Vedas. Show one statement in other religions, such statement. Everybody will be telling, harping, I am a sinner, I am weak, I am meek. No. Our Upanishad is telling, I am Brahman. I am the child of God. How can I be a sinner? I am Atma Brahma. This soul or Atman is Parabrahman. Pragnanam Brahma, your consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Tattvam Asi, the father is telling his son, Tattvam Asi Shvetaketo. Tat is that, Tvam, that Lord. You are that Lord, O Shvetaketo. These were the statements of the rishis to their children. The English, the Germans, they identify with barons and thieves and other things as their ancestors. We Hindus identify with the rishis as our ancestors. See, that's the difference. Who always told, you are the children of immortality. That is the difference. So identification. Give up that individuality, that small Why can't you come out of that pig individual? Why that name pig was there? Can you remember one of the avatars of Vishnu? What was that? Ramakrishna tells in the Gospel. What is that? Varaha, pig thing was taken by Lord Vishnu. So to destroy Hiranyaksha, to protect the Mother Earth from him. Then after killing that demon, he saved Mother Earth. After that, the Mother Earth took the form of a she-pig. Vishnu had taken the form of a he-pig, Varaha avatar. So they married, they had children. And who was the main child? Narakasura. Became a great demon afterwards, Narakasura. One of the reasons for celebrating Deepavali is when Lord Krishna took the form of from that avatara, Narayana took the form of Krishna, and Satyabhama, who was the avatar of Mother Earth, they went and killed their own son who had taken to demoniacal qualities. So then he asked the boon, let my killing on this day as a negative force be remembered all by people. It's called Naraka Chaturdashi, the 14th day, whatever that might be. Now, when he took the form of that pig, Varaha, so he had the she-pig and he had piglets and he was very happy. What do the pig do? Eat mud and slush. You know what do they eat? Then all living in the mud and this thing, enjoying that, going in the forest. So then Indra, Chandra, all those people came, oh Lord, you are Narayana, Vishnu. Why are you staying here? Your avatar is over. Already you killed the demon. Come back to Vaikuntha. Come to heaven. What? Why should I come to heaven? Do I have mud there? Do I have filth? Do I have all these things? Baby piglets and all the mud and other things? No, you don't find that in. Then what is it, heaven? Is it called heaven? This is heaven. That is what we are. We are Parabrahma Swarupa. Identifying with this small life, we are very happy. Everything is so nice here. We don't want to give it up. Pig individuality. Then Lord Shiva came and pierced the body of the pig. And Vishnu came out smiling. Ha ha ha. It went to Vaikuntha. Master tells this story like that. We are all identifying with this small thing and small pleasures, and we are happy, crying and other things. Our Guru comes and opens up our consciousness center that no, you are not this. You are lions. You are the Parabrahma Swarupa. Wake up and realize yourself. That is what all the great people are telling. Krishna is telling us. So let us hear from the words. Last time I have gone through that Ranganathanandaji Maharaj giving the explanation for this verse. Again I will take you through that because he takes it in a very wonderful way. What does he tell in this verse? Dehino usmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namuhyati. Every embodied person passes through the state of childhood, youth and old age in the body. Similarly, also death and rebirth. A courageous person is not deluded thereby. Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj is telling, we continue this human evolution through new bodies, believing in the idea of rebirth. A very important teaching in our Sanatana Dharma, our Hindu religion. The human being passes through birth after birth until he or she realizes the truth of the immortal self within. Until we realize that truth, we have to be born again and again and again and again. So why do we want to be born again and again? Realize the truth in this very life. Then there will be no birth and death and miseries to you. So until we realize that, we will be born again and again and again. Until he or she realizes the truth of the immortal self within. This process goes on until one burns away one's karma. What is karma? The action we have done, the fruits of action. How is it burnt? In the fire of spiritual knowledge. See now, when we are hearing this spiritual knowledge given by Lord Krishna, all our ignorance is being burnt up, you see. How much of joy you are getting, how much of knowledge you are getting. That's why everything is burnt. This process goes on until one burns away one's karmas, our fruits of action in the fire of spiritual knowledge. That is what Krishna is doing. That's why Krishna is giving that fire of knowledge to Arjuna. And through that he is giving to us. So we are asked to, why should we do that? We are asked to accelerate. What accelerate? Our vehicle, car, or lorry, or bus, or train, or aeroplane? No. We are asked to accelerate our spiritual development with the help of this body only. This body is given to realize the truth, not for the petty enjoyments of the life. So this body is given for that. Realize the truth. Then the body's work is over. Until then, the body will remain in one form or another. God gives you again and again, but we are using it for the wrong purposes. For this human body is meant not for pleasures and comforts. For that, animal body is better. So if you want that, then you will get animal body back again, pig body, donkey body. Go and enjoy the pleasures of the world. Elephant body, everything you will get. Because you can enjoy the bodily pleasures in the animal body more better. But human body is for something higher. Getting this beautiful human life, wasting it on these things. This human body is meant for knowledge, both secular and spiritual. Realize the highest truth. Burn away all your karmas. Then you will have no birth. You will have no death, no suffering. You are free. So says Lord Krishna in this verse. A subtle soul is within us, everybody. Vedanta calls it a subtle body. Sukshma Sharira. You should not confuse this with Atman. Now, this physical body, in that within there is the subtle body. What is that? Your mind, your ego, all that thing. See, some people see ghosts sometimes. That is the subtle body. It is not the Atman. It is the subtle body. Because you are still having that desire. Only you have lost the body, but you have the subtle body. So that is the Pitru we worship, and it will go here and there. We do all that thing. So the movement of the thing is of the subtle body, not of the Atman, your true self. It's only the subtle body, because it has desire. It will go to different lokas, try to enjoy, come back again. So it will go on continuing. So don't confuse yourself, the Atman, with the subtle body, the ghosts and other thing. So a subtle soul is within us. Vedanta calls it subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. When our sages, through scientific inquiry into the depth, dimension of human nature, beyond the sensory level, discovered the Sukshma Sharira in human beings, behind this Sthula, the physical body, then the subtle body, behind a gross body, they understood that death is only the death of this physical body. Sukshma Sharira, subtle body doesn't die. That is always there. The Sukshma Sharira now wants a medium to enjoy. It has lost the physical body, so it will produce a new body taking the help from the nature. That is birth. That is a new birth. The Sukshma Sharira manufactures another gross body for itself to continue its search for his or her true self, forgetting what happened in the previous life. That is why rebirth is one of the great ideas that was developed in India, in Hinduism. Tata dehantara praptihi. Therefore, the dhiraha, the courageous, namuhyati, they're the wise one, the heroic one, will not be deluded by this kind of changes taking place in the human evolution. Okay, we'll stop our study here. We'll take up the same verse, because this is very, very interesting and very, very helpful for us to understand our true nature. So we will try to understand, try to study that from different angles. As I told you, when you are in the biological laboratory, you will take up a plant or a organ, you will do the cross section, you will study from that side, this side, under the microscope, under the electronic microscope. So different cross sections. So we will try to do all different study of this same verse from different angle, and try to understand, go deeper and deeper, and enjoy this wonderful teaching of Lord Krishna. Now we will chant one of the meditation verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.